Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Earth signs. How are you? I do hope you're well this week. We have an amazing storm blowing outside. It really is. Horror film howling through the letterbox. It only remains to be seen, doesn't it? What will come of it next? How many trampolines will be across the valley and how many fences destroyed? It is November here in the north and it's blooming icy. We have snow coming soon. And the run up to Christmas is hurtling at breakneck speed. We have, you'd be pleased to know, Christmas songs in the car. The kids said it was all right, so it's all right. Tree goes up next week for December. Right, Earth signs, what are you up to? Let's have a look, shall we? First, I'm just going to go for a bit of housekeeping. This is for guidance and entertainment purposes only. It won't resonate with you all, okay? Any decisions that you make or actions you take as a result of watching this reading are on you. Not me or the channel, they're not my responsibility, they're your responsibility. It's for guidance and entertainment purposes only. It won't resonate with you all. Some people will be bang on, some of you will be like, what the bloody hell is she talking about? Do know that our charts are made up of earth, air, fire and water, and I've got over 200 readings on this channel covering all of those elements. Take your pick, they're all timeless. If you feel like the message is for you, it's yours. Enjoy. All right, that's it. So what else am I saying here? I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, anything you decide, it's not my problem, it's your problem. Okay, it's just guidance and entertainment purposes. Hope you enjoy my other readings. Let's hopefully I can get this through. I want to take one. Pisces had to do twice. Tongue-tied, not even retrograde yet. Today I'm going to read to you from the Spellcasting Oracle, the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, and I'm going to pull you a blind spot card from Teal Swan because she is absolutely super and knits together readings perfectly at the end to justify what I've said. She is the only deck that I read from the book, as I'm not able to intuitively read her sigils yet. Or maybe never. But when I read the book, it ties up and confirms what I've been reading, so that's good. Right. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Peace. You crave quiet. The world is too fast for you, isn't it? Everything's too noisy, everything's too big, everything's too bright, too fast. You crave solitude and peace. You feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders and you want to get off the roundabout and you can't because it's going too fast. But you are coming to a stage where it's slowing down. And that time of just sitting there in a quiet room, listening to the world, is coming. And in that quiet time, you will find more clarity with why the world is too much, too fast, too bright, too loud. There is something that's been on your mind for years that you've swept under the carpet. And it keeps tapping on the door. And the tapping is getting louder and louder. And now it sounds like Big Ben. And that's why everything's extra loud. When you are ignoring a lesson or a mission in the universe, it keeps knocking until it gets so loud you cannot ignore it. And this is that time. This will stop you, will uninstall your app and force you to think about it and gain the clarity that you need. Please trust the process. You're not being lazy. You're not taking unnecessary time out. It's all divine time and it's all absolutely necessary. Okay. Prosperity comes in all forms. A lot of people think prosperity, big car, house, foreign holidays, designer handbags, ugly golfing clothing, whatever floats your boat. Prosperity can come in many forms. Prosperity could be prosperous. It could be a good career, happy job. It could be a comfortable home. Okay. Prosperity and abundance, they go hand in hand with each other. This is what you're seeking. Okay. You really want to move on from this situation. And it has been affecting your prosperity. You've been hanging on to the situation because there's an emotional attachment here. And once you let this situation go and face it head on, put it to bed, prosperity rolls in. It's the pebble in the pipe thing, isn't it? Boundaries. This is a big change for you, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay, this thing that's been bothering you for quite some time, and I've absolutely no idea what it is. Only you will know what it is. Could be career, could be love, could be friendship, could be anything. Okay, but basically, this thing that's been worrying you for some time is stopping you. It's forcing stop. Okay, you are being now forced. It could be, even if it's I got the feeling, it could be a medical condition that you've ignored and you've not gone to see a specialist or anybody, because if I don't think about it and the carpet, it's going to get to the point now you're going to have a warning or something like that that will force you to stop, will gain clarity, shine light on the situation, and it's not going to be as bad as you were fearing it was. And you wonder why you spent so long trying to hide it and pretend it wasn't there. Okay, never a good idea. But once you face a situation, it's not as big and bad as you envisaged it to be, and you'll wonder why you put it off for so long. Okay, so once you've done that, yeah, and you've got your clarity, okay, opens up for you to carry on and lead your life. Boundaries sometimes comes up in a card. Boundaries are interesting because those of us that think about boundaries. Some people, they build a wall around themselves like Alcatraz and they call it boundaries, but it's not, it's a prison cell. So I think you've been building a wall around yourself to shield yourself from this problem that's been troubling you, okay? And instead of keeping yourself safe, you've been imprisoning yourself, okay? So whilst I'm saying, yes, everybody should have boundaries, and everyone should have respect for themselves, and enough is enough, and that's fine, ask yourself, are your boundaries a prison cell or are they your protection? Okay, but do address the situation that you haven't been getting clarity or help on, because if you don't, divine timing is going to take over and force you to see the situation. If it's not a health issue, okay, it could be a bad job you've hated for years and you've put it off and put it off and put it off because you've got a mortgage to pay. Something is going to happen for those that are in that situation. Something is going to happen that's going to force you to look at your career situation, to maybe do a U-turn, to maybe change course, change track, okay? If it's a marriage or a relationship you've been in and you've just been suffering or tolerating it for years, something is coming in from the divine and spirit that is going to stop you instantly in your tracks and force you to face the situation. Whatever it is, spirit above and divine timing are coming in to full stop your app. And if you don't listen, it will uninstall, if that makes any sense to you. Right, so when you don't listen to the lesson, it knocks and knocks and knocks. At the moment, it's like Big Ben. You can hear it, it's loud, the noise is loud, the light is too light, everything is really driving you nuts and you need the peace. This is divine timing and spirit telling you that you need to stop. Okay? Take stock. Again, this is funny. Career. Is this for you in your career? Maybe it is. Maybe there's a U-turn. Maybe you want to embark on a new career, but you kind of avoid it because it's a bit risky and you're a little bit worried, okay? Divine timing is going to force you to look at it, and in that peace and time of what's the word? Reflection. Yes, reflection. You're going to gain clarity, okay? So for some of you, this is definitely career. For some of you, this is reconciliation. This could be an old relationship of whatever, friendship, romantic, what have you, that you never got closure on. Okay, you never got closure on and you put it under the carpet, carried on with your life, but it's not going away and it's eating away at you. And the what ifs are getting louder and louder and brighter and brighter and faster. Reconciliation doesn't mean you're going to run off into the sunset together. Reconciliation means you are going to have that chat that you probably needed for the longest time. You're going to put it to bed and you either do decide to move on together or you don't. You know my opinion on exes if you listen to my videos. It doesn't matter who they are. No one is exempt. You don't have a shower and put dirty knickers on afterwards, do you? If it ended at any point in your future, you have to always remember the reason why it ended. Okay, and that is so true. The universe doesn't take anything away from you that you're not meant to have. All right. If it's that, you're going to get clarity here, clarity and closure. All right. And I get the feeling that, like I said about the medical thing, it's not going to be as bad as you think it is and you wish you'd addressed it earlier, or the job isn't as scary as it is. and you wish to address it earlier. This one, they're not as lovely as you remembered them to be, and this time you're seeing them without your rose-tinted specs on. There we are. Let's see what the blind spot have to say about that. Seeing things for what they are. Okay, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But you literally, if you don't stop soon, yeah, and you're going to be forced to stop, basically. Something is going to happen that will force you to stop, take stock, and reflect and address the situation, whatever it may be, properly. And finally, put it to bed. Okay, what have we got here? 49. Splendid. Let's see what we have to say about this. What are you missing? What do you need to look forward to? What is happening? Bias. If you've drawn the sigil, you are biased. Being biased is currently causing you to deviate from conscious awareness as well as rational judgment. I love these cards. A bias is a tendency, inclination and prejudice towards and or against something or someone. Okay. As you can see, some biases are much more harmful than others. Biases are often based on our thoughts passed down to us, information we are fed, beliefs we are conditioned to adopt, and ways the information is presented to us, experiences we have had, and the meaning that we have assigned to those experiences. Are you seeing it as you want it to be or as it really is? Okay. If you've drawn this sigil, know that you have a bias. That bias is either explicit or implicit. If you have a bias, it is very hard to see objective reality and objective truth. Face the thoughts that were passed down to you, information you were fed, beliefs you were conditioned to adopt, ways the information was presented to you, experiences you had, especially the trauma that may have led to the polarized reception you hold, and meaning that you've assigned to these experiences. Open your mind enough to consider that these things may have put you in a position to think something is good and right and true, in fact, is not good and right and true. To the opposite, consider that these things you've put us in a position to think is bad and wrong and false, in fact is not bad and wrong and false. And no matter whether something is right or wrong, good or bad, true or false, your bias may just be making a connection, a meeting of minds, or resolution impossible. To find improvement, you must open your heart and mind to accommodate the opposite perspective, the opposite camp to your bias. You've got to stop. You've got to stop and address it. You can't sweep it under the carpet anymore. Okay? This sigil is not asking you to be neutral. It is simply asking you to consider that all things in this universe are a part of you. You cannot turn so aggressively against one part of yourself in favour of another part of yourself without doing yourself damage. You have to face facts and own your truth, whatever it may be. Whatever you've not been addressing, you've been putting up with, you've been going through the motions with, or you've not been addressing and tried to move on from by not thinking about it, out of mind, never works, yeah? As a divine sign coming from the universe, it is going to screech you to a halt and force you to gain clarity. And thereon you will get your peace, Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo. Thank you so much for listening this week, and I will catch up with you next week. Stay safe, keep well. Cheers.